in this video, we're going to look at the answer to this question. This is question 4 from the AS Pure Maths paper, paper 1 in 2018. So it's a coordinate geometry question, specifically to do with straight lines. And it says the line L1 has equation 4y minus 3x equals 10. So not in the familiar format of y equals mx plus c, but we could put it in that format if we need to. The line L2, so we're given another line, passes through the points 5, minus 1, minus 1, 8. So we're not given the equation, but again, we know how to find the equation of a straight line through 2 points if we need to, or at least the gradients of these two lines. So for the 4 marks, we have to determine, given 4 reasons for your answer, whether lines L1 and L2 are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. So we know that lines are parallel if they have the same gradient. We know that they're perpendicular if one of them has a gradient of m and the other one has a gradient of minus 1 over m. So same gradient, or m and minus 1 over m, or neither, which is everything else. So let's look at L1. We've got 4y minus 3x equals 10, which we can write as 4y equals 3x plus 10, or y equals 3/4 x plus 10 over 4, which simplifies to 5 over 2. So we've got the gradient of this first line as 3/4. Okay, so L2 goes through the points 5, minus 1 and minus 1, 8. So probably a good idea now is to sketch this. It's always a good idea to sketch the information when you're given coordinate geometry questions. So here's the point, roughly 5, minus 1. And here's minus 1, 8. We are sketching, so it doesn't have to be hugely accurate. Let's get that through those points. And this is L2. Now, we can put L1 on here. So that's going to go through 2.5, which might be roughly here. And quite a shallow gradient, 3/4. So let's put that on there. So rough sketch. Clearly, those lines are not parallel. Okay, we can see that L1 has a gradient of 3/4, which is positive and relatively shallow. L2 has a negative gradient, potentially perpendicular to L1, but we do need to do some more maths to find out for sure. Okay, so let's find out what the gradient of L2 is. So let's get a different colour. I'm going to do rise over run to find the gradient of L2, which I am calling M2. So rise over run. I can see from the diagram that the rise was actually a 4, is minus 9. And the run is, oh, excuse me, that's right. And the run is 6, which simplifies to minus 3 over 2 by dividing by 3 on top and bottom. Now, looking at M1 and M2, we can see that these two lines are neither parallel nor perpendicular, because M2 does not equal minus 1 over M1. So they are not parallel, they're not perpendicular, and the conclusion is that they are neither. Check out www.studyworld.com for more.